Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. It is the HHW Show podcast, and yes, we are ready. I hope you guys too, because there's so much wrestling going on this weekend. Yes, it is the Saturday night main event, and we also have the Evolution. Yeah, we got two predictions to cover. And finally, we'll end it with the takeaway. And yes, we are going to be talking about the bloodline. Absolutely. How it started, how the turn events went, and how can we learn from the bloodline? Yep, and I am with myself with Hector V in the house. And big
What's
shout
up?
out to Frank, who couldn't be with us. All right, doing his own personal matters, but that's all right, man. We miss you, bro, like always. And of course,
Hmm.
you fans, thank you for joining in to another exciting episode. And we'll start off with no other than Saturday night main event. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see in my background, I'm actually got the very first episode of Saturday night's main event. You and I could contest that. If we didn't get to see it, VHS tape was very wonderful to us, right? Probably go to Blockbuster Videos or your local video store, whatever, and you rent it and everything else. So it's pretty neat. However, so much is going on once again. I know I say that a lot, but breaking news. It just came out about an hour ago on the WWE website, and that is that the United States title is on the line. The champion, Solo Sikoa, will go against his brother, Jimmy Uso. So that is made official. Um, Look, I mean, it was about to happen. When you got Jimmy teaming up with Jacob Fatu and they win their tag team match. I mean, the result, the outcome afterwards was different.
Right.
However, a win's a win. So this kind of opens the door for Jimmy to get maybe a shot at something that he hasn't won yet.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he's been in the business so long, and I know he's the big brother, but I think he needs to get out the shadow of Jey Uso. Because Jay's doing big things. He's already done big things on his own. I think it's time to give Jimmy that credibility that he can do this too on his own. I mean, I know they're twins in real life, but they're two different people, and Jimmy got to be able to identify who he is as a singles competitor. And I think this is a good shot for him, to go after his little
I mean,
brother.
it's being that it was formed at the very last minute. I feel
Yeah.
like, right, because before we even like went over the show, like what we're gonna talk about, all of a sudden, like we were counting three matches. Oh, here's our fourth one, right?
Hmm.
um this is not even gonna start the show. I mean, it could be the second one after or something. I don't know. This definitely is a straight up mid card level match. The title's a mid card level title. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like if John Cena has a title or anything like that. So, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, the outcome, Hector, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Being that it was developed short, there's just no reason why Soda Sikoa will give up this title.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean,
Hmm.
for something to be short notice, it'll be a very shock to any one of us if they would have changed the titles just like that.
And
Um,
with the faction growing again for Solo Sikoa,
yeah.
nah, it just don't make no sense right now. So, I guess we agree, you and I, on this one that Solo Sikoa will win this Saturday.
Yeah, I think he will and retain that title.
All
So,
right. Hey, but let's talk about some better stuff here, right?
mm,
LA Knight versus Seth freaking Rollins, and I got a feeling that this could be the opener of Saturday night's main event, and it's gonna come out with a boom. You got LA Knight, you got Seth Rollins, whoa, and all that good stuff, and the crowd is popping left and right. But I just don't see LA Knight victorious in this match. I think either interference or whatever. The safekeeping is that Seth freaking Rollins is still going to finish on top. So I do have Seth Rollins winning this match.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think Seth Rollins is the heavy favorite to win this match, unless they just decide they don't care about wins and losses and they just want to just eliminate LA Knight because it seems like that's what they're doing right now as far as putting people out of commission for a while. So, the wins and losses may not even really matter for Seth Rollins in this point. He's trying to make a statement that, you know, we're here to take over Monday Night Raw. But you're right. I mean, I'm going with Seth Rollins. I think he will come out victorious here. But if they don't win, it's only because they purposely get themselves disqualified just to put the hurt on him because who's going to come out to help him? Everybody, they've been taking people out.
Sami Zayn is out.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso is out. I mean, he got, what was that called? Tsunami so many times.
Right.
So he's out.
Maybe CM Punk.
CM Punk.
He could help. But you're right.
I mean, it's not a title shot, so I don't even foresee CM Punk coming out for the rescue. I don't even think he's that type of guy to do that.
Well, he don't got no beef with LA Knight, but they seem like they can't seem to be on the same shit of music when it comes to Seth Rollins. But could this be possible that we see CM Punk and LA Knight go at it? Because they can't seem to get their differences aside for the betterment of Seth Rollins, to get to Seth Rollins.
Now, if LA Knight can't see that, then he has a problem. Because if you're being outnumbered 3-1, I mean, come on. I mean, it's an eye opener. Let's go. I mean, if you out there helping John Cena when John Cena was a babyface, then I think for a little bit you would think like, all right, he had my back on this one. All right, thanks, bro. You know what I mean? Because there is nobody else. You can't be like, I don't even know which side LA Knight is. Is he permanently now on Raw? I mean, it seems like that, but
you would think so, right?
Yeah. All right. Anyways, but I think there's more to this for LA Knight. It's not going to be that easy to like get to the top, but this is a stepping stone. Remember, he is a 2-time United States champion. I think his time for that title is over, and this is a great stepping stone to try to get that world title shot. But you got to get through Seth Rollins. Not right now, but eventually you'll get your hands on it. I do believe that.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got to put the title around Seth Rollins in order for LA Knight to chase after that, So, but yeah, I mean, they're going to start taking everybody out. I don't know. Look at that.
Yeah, man, these guys are in full force. It kills me on the promo of Bronson Reed because he goes out there saying he had to tsunami the hell out of Seth Rollins, and now they joining him. Like, why would I want to be with you if I could whip your ass? Like, I took you out of commission, bro. Why do I need to be on your side? Right?
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, that kind of sounded weird to me. You would think it'll be the other way around. Oh, Seth Rollins like convinced me because I know he's a true leader. But how can you be a true leader if I already whipped you already? I don't get it.
Yeah, I guess when he says it's the whole mutual respect thing. I don't think Seth Rollins forgot about all that. Seriously, I think that's being covered under the rug for now. There's got to be more to this later on down the line for this. But my question is, was Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker out of character, out of line for what they did on Monday? Because it seemed like
to make fun of Sami Zayn.
Well, it seems like Seth Rollins had no control on Monday. He had no control. These guys just went off and said what they wanted to do, say what they wanted to say, and yeah, they got the jobs done. However, it's like there was no order at that moment. I felt like there was just
when Braun Breaker took the mic.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Uh-oh, is this a start of something?"
Right.
And I mean, Seth Rollins kept his cool. There was no friction. So in that standpoint, I think he handled it pretty well. I think he handled it better than if Roman Reigns was there. Then everyone's like, "Oh, you just disrespected the tribal chief." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Seth Rollins ain't no tribal chief, but I thought maybe a little bit of glimpse could have been shown, but hey, it is what it is. I mean, they're getting the job done, and their agenda, like you said, is I think they're out to take people out of commission. So, but speaking about that, someone new came back in commission, and it's not only Drew McIntyre, who now has started beef and started a fight with Randy Orton. Excuse me. Now,
Yeah.
I get Drew McIntyre, and this particular, you would think that, oh man, he's crying all over again. He's finally made some obvious points here about how Randy Orton used to be this legend killer. Randy Orton used to be this guy that used to punt people out of commission, right? Just getting rid of legends so they will come back into the ring. And yet he had an opportunity to beat Cody Rhodes, didn't take it. And now Drew McIntyre made it known, like, dude, you're weak. Pretty much, you're weak. You're not the same Randy Orton as before. And even that, I don't think he even hears voices anymore compared to his theme song. But now they two are going to dangle this week. Randy Orton went ahead, and instead of talking, he actually put it out there. Action speaks louder than words, and kind of RKO'd him. So now we have a match. Who you got?
This one's a tough one, man, because with Drew McIntyre just coming back, I felt like I'm on the side of him because he spoke the truth. He spoke facts to Randy Orton. He's not the same legend killer that we know. I mean, this is just almost like passing of the guard type of thing here. Randy Orton is he's on his way out, man. He don't have much left. The clock is ticking for him, and the sand in the hourglass is really running out on him. Um, I could see him down spiraling down here. I'm going out of my way here. I'm going to say Drew McIntyre is going to win this match.
I
Because
agree with you 100%. I really
yeah,
do. I do feel that because of that promo that was solid, I think that's a point. And I'll be in shock to see if Randy Orton comes out victorious in this match. I really do. And again, he had so many opportunities to clinch his way for a title shot
yeah,
that is not working. It's not,
yeah.
and I don't think he's gonna ever get another chance of being a 15-time world champion.
No, that killer instinct is gone from for Randy Orton. I mean, I'm sorry. It's
A
just
loss could create that.
right. It
It
could.
could, but I we're agreeing with a lot of things here. But our main event is no other than Goldberg in his hometown in Atlanta will go against Gunther, the world heavyweight champion. Now this one is scratches. I mean, it all depends how everything's laid out. I'm guaranteeing this is the actual main event. I mean,
Yeah.
why would you if this is Goldberg's last match?
No, you're right, and I think you gotta take in consideration that Seth Rollins is still walking around with that briefcase. I just feel like almost deja vu of WrestleMania with Seth Rollins here. It's like, could you actually just be doing Goldberg a favor for a couple of minutes by putting that title around his waist just to get it stripped away from him?
It seems that way. It
Right, it does.
does. But knowing Seth Rollins, he'll be able to get in there before the match is over and cash it in and make it a triple threat. He tried to do that with John Cena
I
and
know.
CM Punk, right?
But he was
Um,
but he was so successful in cashing in on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, though.
but he fell asleep on John Cena.
I
They
know.
talked somewhere down the line. There was this agreement that they were not going to do it, but Seth Rollins was convinced that CM Punk was about to win the match. And they were just talking it over in the middle ring. I scratched my head because I was like, I never saw this happen.
Yeah.
Like, wow, why are they talking? They're pissed off at one another. But it is also awesome to see could they match up in the future. But I mean, that's another story. But I do believe that Seth freaking Ron has a better chance of cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase in Atlanta than any other place.
I agree. I mean, why not start off Monday Night Raw with that title around your waist and have Gunther chase after that? You see, because the crowd already seems to be behind Gunther more than it's ever been before.
Right.
You know,
And you don't got to worry about Cody Rhodes because he's already name dropped John Cena.
and this could protect Gunther from actually being pinned and losing to Seth Rollins, to where now he has, because you talk about another future great, superstar that's going to be in this business for quite some time, that can help elevate Seth Rollins to that next level. Remember, I was telling you, every generation we had that top tier superstar, but without that top tier, you don't have a top tier superstar without those secondary superstars to help build them up, right? And
Right.
so, you had that in order for Stone Cold to have the success that he had, he needed The Rock there, right? And
Hmm.
so and without Roman Reigns around, this could be the making of something that Gunther could be that one that elevates Seth Rollins higher than what he already is, because to me, he is the face of the business right now. Seth
So
Rollins is.
I just thought about something to ask you besides before we get our prediction here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Gunther is the next coming.
Right.
We saw in the 80s that Hulk Hogan and Randy Macho Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rivalries, or Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, Hulk
Mm-hmm.
Hogan versus Bobby Heenan and this whole crew, whatever, right? So there was always rivalries. And
Right.
in WCW or NWA, you had Sting versus Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Who could be beneficial for a rivalry with Gunther versus who? Because you think about it, Sting was a multi-champion. Ric
Right.
Flair is a multi-champion. But
Yeah.
a lot of matches, those titles went back and forth. Who could be with who could dance with Gunther for this new era?
That's a good question, because I've always wanted to believe that it was going to be Seth and Roman, but Roman doesn't seem to be a full time superstar anymore. But
Hmm.
you want to believe that he's going to come back and establish himself all over again. And then to me, that leaves Gunther as someone who's just like the way I see Kurt Angle, the way he played. Kurt Angle never was able to get that spotlight because of The Rock, because of Stone Cold Steve
Stone
Austin.
Cold,
You
hmm,
see,
or
because
the
of
Undertaker.
the Undertaker, right? You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But he was always close to being that top tier. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But he always fell short, and I think that's how I feel like Gunther is. He's trying to elevate as that top tier, but he's always going to fall short in popularity, no matter if he's a face or a heel. And so right now, without Roman in the picture, without the tribal chief, I would have to think he could be the one to take on Seth Rollins for the future coming here. Or if
right.
not, what about LA Knight? Why not get LA Knight into the mix of this with Gunther? Let's see them mix it up, because then we got another young superstar in LA Knight who's not going anywhere anytime soon. You
That's
see?
that's that's a good point there.
So
Yes.
I could see if Gunther doesn't mix well with Seth Rollins because of their level, then I could see him mixing it up with someone like LA Knight down the line. You know,
Due to the storyline and everything else and the disrespect that Gunther has against Goldberg, um, if Goldberg, it'll be a miracle if if I'm sorry, Goldberg wins. I don't expect Goldberg to leave Saturday Night Main Event with the title. I do predict that Seth Rollins is going to cash it in. That's just me.
yeah,
Or, or Gunther leaves as a champion and he does defeat Goldberg, and it's every last wrestler that always falls on their back. That this is the one where he pretty much takes him out, and he will never come back to the WWE. That's just my opinion there. I mean, I hate doing a two-part answer, but
right. No, no,
I
I
mean, being the last match, you would think that Gunther's going to win automatically. But something's got to happen with that briefcase, and those are the two options that I see. I mean, I can't even give a definite answer for this main event. Something big has to happen.
yeah, and but why put the belt on Gunther if you're just going to strip it away from him that fast? Unless you're talking about building a rivalry between him and Seth Rollins, because Gunther's not going to be able to take on this triage of what Seth Rollins got going on by himself. He can't
Hold
do it.
on for a second. Hold on. You forgot who Gunther is? You forgot who
Well, he's the
Gunther is?
ring general. Yeah, he's the ring
Yeah, and
general.
he still got troops. He still got one, and he can build another. He could build another imperium.
Oh, I don't see how he got one with him because Grande Americano was doing great by himself. I mean, I'm just, I
We're really
mean,
gonna go there. We're really gonna go there. He could two role play that baby. All right. Nah, 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 nah. We're not gonna open that
oh
can of
my
worms.
God.
Ludwig, Ludwig Kaiser, man, is a guy that he could still go back and join Gunther should Gunther need help. Absolutely, I don't think so, and he could play both roles. I mean, look, Chad Cable did
Thank you.
it. Ludwig Kaiser, man, he's a funny character, man.
He's got
You
a
could
lot of
tell,
potential. He's got a lot of
yeah,
potential.
yeah. I mean, he's. I would have thought that he already be an intercontinental champion by now, but um, he'll get there. He'll get there. But all right, I said a lot, but I don't got who you got winning, man. I mean,
I'm gonna stick with it. I think Gunther's gonna win this match. I know it's in Atlanta, Georgia. I know it's a farewell thing for Goldberg, but to me, I don't think Goldberg. They should put the title around him because it's just something that if I was to pick Goldberg, then it goes against everything I've said before about these legends and former Hall of Famers coming back to have one more match. I don't like it. This doesn't prove anything for Goldberg. Um, so I think Gunther walks away with the title. I'm just not sure what's going to happen after that match is over with. But I would like to believe Gunther's walking away Atlanta with that title around his waist. So I'm picking Goldberg, Gunther to win this match, and yeah, I'm going to stick with it. He's going to walk away with that title. Just frustrating Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins could, if he interferes, he could get the jackhammer. I think you can give Goldberg the loss, but still give him the spotlight by taking out Seth Rollins,
I
by
see what you're saying.
taking Seth Rollins and his crew out.
Gunther could cheat his way for victory.
Right. But Goldberg still takes out everybody, and then match up with Braun Breaker, spear for spear. Who got the better spear? You see? There we go.
I'm going for Goldberg.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm going for Seth Rollins.
No, I see what you're saying. And
2 times Seth Rollins.
I can't be mad at you if that did happen.
But I mean, it all depends how the cards fall in on Saturday night main event.
Right.
Honestly, you're right. If it starts to show and it's Seth Rollins, it's
Yeah,
game time.
It's game time.
We already know it's gonna
Yes.
happen at the end. Yes.
Right. Exactly.
But then, like, you could throw all kinds of superstars at the end and make it even bigger. Shit, put the Rock there. I don't know.
No, because
It's Atlanta, man. Anything dirty happens in Atlanta, right? It's the dirty
Yeah.
South, baby. Yeah.
Because it could be to where they interfere towards the end of the match, right, where no one gets disqualified, but Goldberg takes everyone out, losing his distraction to Gunther, and Gunther capitalizes. So
That's great. And if it's a disqualification, Goldberg wins.
if it's a disqualification,
Goldberg wins.
but he won't win the belt though.
No, but he still wins. We're going for the W. A win's a win.
But I think Gunther could take advantage of the outside interference.
Absolutely.
And escape. So Gunther for me. Goldberg for you.
Or it could go against him too.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because him and Seth Rollins stood tall facing one another in the middle of the ring. So
yeah,
absolutely. And again, Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I love that color, by the way.
That's a nice briefcase.
I wonder if that's for sale now. I'll dig that instead of the white and green. But then again, CM Punk, would he make a surprise visit? Right? He's still butthurt with the loss of John Cena, but it is what it is. But hey, let's move on for Sunday. Evolution, the Battle Royal. and a lot of matches. I love these match cards that we got coming. And we'll start off with first the battle royal itself. The winner of the battle royal will go on to face a world champion of their choosing at the Clash in Paris that will happen on August 31st in France. And of course, if it's in France, we get to see the show very, very early, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my guess to you, with all the superstars out for a chance to become somebody, I ask you. Well, I'll say I'm gonna go first because I don't want you to probably steal my thunder on this one. I'm gonna take credit for this. Bianca Belair returns and wins the battle royal. That's my pick.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Well,
That's all I got.
I'm going with the future of this business. I think Stephanie Valkyrie is going to win this battle royal and set her eyes as a contender.
All right, I say Bianca Belair, and you said Stephanie Valkyrie.
Yeah.
All right, all right. I like it. You know what? I thought about her first too, but then I said, you know what? We haven't heard anything from Bianca Belair,
Right.
and I feel like they're saving her for the right time. And I do believe that Nikki Bella could be involved in this battle royal
Yes.
and be the one of the two finalists in the ring, and then she gets thrown by Bianca Belair, acknowledging her that she is the future or the current. Really, she is the current face of the WWE in the women's division.
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
is.
it's arguably between her and Rhea Ripley, right? But I feel like WWE is always behind Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, ever since she took the pinfall from Io Sky, we haven't seen much of her. But yeah, this would be interesting to see if she was to come back and make a lot of noise in that battle royal. So, but
All right. So Bianca Belair for me, Stephanie Valkyrie for you. All right, all is good. And let's go ahead and move on to our first championship title being defended. And it's no other than the women's champion, Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. Now, this comes for the pick. She made that decision. She picked her. I'm against this decision. I really am. Because Evolution, like, they already established the first one happened a few years ago. They already established that, right? So to me, to evolve into another thing for the women's division, you would think that every present superstar will make a name of themselves. And for all the legends to be looking out and seeing how the product grew. And I feel like this is a step backwards, right? We always talked about why are these legends coming back to wrestle again. Well, the women's are doing the same thing.
yes,
And
I
I'm
know.
really tired of Trish Stratus being around. She has nothing left. I'm sorry. I feel like every movement is slow. Everything is like choreography and everything else. Let these current women superstars handle their business on their own. Of course, Tiffany Stratton is going to win this match, man.
Oh, I agree. I mean, you're right. I don't like these legends and future Hall of Famers coming back for another match. It's just tiring. I think Tiffy wins this match. I mean, I can see why. I mean, Tiffy explained why, and I could respect that. But other than that, there's no reason for
Look,
Stratus to
if
be in
it
this match.
was if it was like one of the fourth horsewomen to call out to Trish Stratus, I'm all in. But this is Tiffy. This is no. I am so sorry. She wasn't even around. She wasn't even alive. Come on now. Look, Tiffy's still a young woman. She wasn't around when Tiffy was the champions and stuff like that. Stop. Let's stop BSing. Let's stop. Don't tell me that you were looking at tapes from way back in generation. Oh, I'm in love with her. No, no, stop. I'm not gonna agree it. I'm not gonna believe it. If it's Bailey, okay, I'm all in. If it's Charlotte Flair, maybe, which we won't because she thinks she's better than everybody else. But hey, or like anybody else, Alexa Bliss or somebody, I respect that. But from Tiffany, I'm sorry. I'm just not all in for it. I'm not. But Is the Money in the Bank briefcase going to be cashed in? Absolutely not. It's not happening. It's going to be saved for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That's my prediction there.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And speaking about the Money in the Bank briefcase, Naomi won it. All right, for the woman's side, but she has a rivalry with Jade Cargill, and I got a feeling that this rivalry will never stop. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So with that, man, Jade Cargill got her. She's always a step ahead of her.
Yes.
Jade
Yes.
Cargill wins this match.
I am going to disagree, and I'm sticking with Naomi. I mean, I know I went this route with Naomi at WrestleMania, and she lost, but I don't think she's going to let it happen 2 times in a row now. I think Naomi's going to find a way of cheating to win this match. She got that briefcase, so I don't think she
I'm
goes out
sorry.
lightly. She don't think she goes out lightly. Jay Cargill got a lot of momentum going for her right now.
It's
I'm
a
on board
must
with it.
win for Jade
You're
Cargill
right. You're
because
absolutely
her
right.
next match is against Tiffany Stratton.
Right, for the title. But it
Right.
also makes I think it also makes Naomi look bad if she loses again to Cargill, knowing that she's holding on to the brief. See, the first match they had, there was nothing really involved in that match. But
Well,
now
she
you
never changed her character from the first time. Now this is a new character. Now
well,
she's a psycho.
I'm talking about for both of them is something different now because the first match was a regular match, but now you're talking about the queen of the ring versus the money in the briefcase holder now. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
this match is elevated from the last time they faced each other, which was
And this is a
WrestleMania.
no holds barred match too.
Right. So
Mm.
see, and with Nia Jax still kind of lingering around a little bit, I know her and Naomi doesn't seem to get on the same sheet of music, but that's what I'm saying. I just don't see Cargill winning. I'm going to stick I'm going for a second time in a row. I'm going with Naomi to win this match.
All right, fair enough. All right, that's you, boo boo. That's you.
Mhm.
The NXT Women's Champion JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. I'm a big fan of Jordan Grace. It's due for her to have a title around her waist. She outshined a lot of people during the Royal Rumble and back in January. The past two Royal Rumbles, put it that way. So it's time for her to be the champion. And I don't follow this storyline too much for the NXT, but whenever she got the title shot, damn right in Atlanta, let's put that title around her waist. Let's go, let's go. Jordan Grace for me.
Yeah, I think Jordan Grace would pull it out. I think she would bring more of an impact on NXT with that title around her waist, and not to disgrace the champ or anything, but I think if you put the belt around Jordan Grace, it could make it more interesting.
Man, send her to the main roster. Let's get some more women in there for more storylines, right? Once again, Evolution is happening this Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Peacock in the United States. And those of you watching our show outside the country, internationally, you can watch it on Netflix. The Fatal Four Way of the tag team, it is fabulous because at the end you had the Kabuki Warriors, excuse me, to assemble. They assembled together on Monday Night Raw, and finally we got this going. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, for the first time, will defend their women's tag team titles of the absence of Liv Morgan versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors versus Soruka and Zaria. Fatal four way. This is so fresh on all angles here, Hector. Your shot. Who's your champs?
And still defending champions. I
I
think
knew you were gonna say that.
Raquel and Roxanne, they're gonna walk away with those titles. They're gonna keep them around their waist, keep them in the Judgment Day. So yeah, give me the double R's, R&R here.
I believe you. I really do. I think for one, Roxanne Perez is really the rising star out of all the whole entire group. So it's better for her to get more face time on this, right? Um, the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss is still fresh. They're going to figure it out and eventually become champions. I just don't think they'll be champions for the Evolution. The Kabuki Warriors, they just got together. I mean, they could pull up this upset. Honestly, if you want to recognize Japanese wrestling, I think that the Kabuki Warriors could win this title. I really do. I think that will be my second choice. NXT has nothing on these titles. I mean, that's why they made it only one title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it always went for the main roster to always win. So I just don't see any NXT superstars just getting any major titles on this one.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. And speaking about titles and Japanese stars, we have Io Sky defending her title against Rhea Ripley. Did she make the right decision? Will she leave out of Atlanta still the uh world champion?
You know, yeah, I get the fact that she's trying to show Rhea Ripley respect, but when it comes to doing business and what you stand for, what you represent as a champion, sometimes you just can't be doing all that. Showing too much respect can just be a downfall. Um, and even though she's got Rhea Ripley's number, um, I don't think Evolution favors Io Sky here. I mean, when she was Io Shirai, she even lost the first Evolution in that Mae Young Classic tournament. So I don't think this bodes well for her. I think Rhea Ripley will get her first victory over her and become the new champion.
All right, I agree with you there. I am going for Rhea Ripley because of what the Evolution stand for. Rhea Ripley is more of a face of the WWE, as I mentioned, like Bianca Belair. I believe either which way you see it, Io Sky is really her numbers has just took its toll, and I think she will pass that title back to Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
As you know, when she won that title, Rhea Ripley was distracted, and she kept winning that title in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. So everything favored her. But now we've solely got one-on-one match. Now, the only way Io Sky still continues to be the champion is somebody interferes with Rhea Ripley, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, dude. Like,
I know.
who else is
Mm.
going to like ruin Rhea Ripley's chances of becoming champion?
Well, right now, nobody, because I don't see. I mean, Liv Morgan is out, and Roxanne Perez, she's got her own problems to deal with the tag team title. So I think
And
that
this
eliminates.
this has got to be the main event of Evolution.
Why not? Because if you remember the first Evolution, Rhea Ripley defended the women's NXT UK title, and she opened that up that night,
Mm.
and she wound up winning by beating Dakota Kai. So I think this also favors her here. She becomes the new WWE champion,
Ah.
and then Valkyrie will come after her.
Woo-wee. So
Whee!
so so
Ooh, ooh.
man, I hate when you nah, I don't want that to happen yet.
I know you don't want that down
I
because you got
want
Bianca.
her
You
versus
want,
Bianca Belair.
yeah, I see
That's
that.
gonna
Yeah,
be the match.
because they're
Yes.
not done with each other either. I get it. I get it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're so bad.
Mm.
You are so bad.
So bad that I'm
Yeah.
so good.
But I did lie. That was not the main event. I'm sorry. This is the main event. You have to put Becky Lynch and Bailey in the main event because these were the superstars that continue to put and elevate the women's division. But you can add on a rookie that's gonna be they're gonna pass the torch to her, Lyra Valkyria, for the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. And you will be surprised, how is the Intercontinental Championship greater than the World Championship, right? Or the WWE Championship Women's Division, right? Um, but this is Becky Lynch and this is Bailey, right? And sadly to say, the way everything turned out, I hate to say this, but Becky Lynch is still the Intercontinental Champion.
I agree. Because we know the Intercontinental title is the workman title, right? So she makes the title relevant. She makes the title interesting more than what Io Sky being the champion. To me, Io Sky is boring. Becky's more interesting, more entertaining with the Intercontinental title. When we know that it's always going to be secondary to the world title, but when you put it on the right person, they make it so much more relevant, right?
Right.
We see that with the men's division during the golden age, golden era. The Intercontinental title was changed a lot, but it went into a lot of great hands while Hogan hogged up the spotlight with the world title. That's why it wasn't all that relevant because we knew he wasn't going to lose it. But we knew when we got the Intercontinental title match, we knew that there was a lot of potential, and we seen all the potentials. Ricky Steamboat, you know, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Honky Tonk Man, the Ultimate Warrior, people like that. These titles changed hands, but it was something that we were looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Ravishing Rick Rude, right? He had it for a whole minute. Roddy Piper finally won his first singles title, and it was the Intercontinental title. You know, he's made these, and so I think they're doing that with the women's. So Becky Lynch makes this title more relevant, and it's going to be more interesting to watch. And why not let that be the main event over the World Heavyweight title? Because this is interesting.
WWE Evolution. And as much as I want to expand on the meaning of evolution, you would think that Lia Vicaria is the, how you say it, the favorite to win it, because we want to see the next woman to take it to another level.
Right.
But since this is the second WWE Evolution, let's acknowledge the ones that kept it going. And,
Right.
and you have to put Becky Lynch and think about WrestleMania 35 when they main evented between her, Charlotte Flair, and Ronda Rousey.
And see, going back to what you just, alluding to that right there, Becky Lynch was the women's SmackDown champion at the Evolution in 2018 when she beat Charlotte Flair in the last woman standing match. So here we go again. It's like the table is just turning here for a lot of these women. And so,
Right.
yeah,
All
I
right.
think,
All right.
but
All
I
right.
think Becky wins. Becky wins. Yes.
Becky wins. Yes, Becky wins. Becky wins. All right. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, man. We got one more segment to talk about, and it's the takeaway. And we're gonna be talking about the bloodline. But first, we got a show coming up, and it's All Four Downs podcast. I want you to stay with me here as we go ahead and get ready for some football. Oh yeah. This fall, the huddle gets louder, the predictions gets bolder, and the rivalries even hotter. It's time for another season of All Four Downs. You go to your favorite podcast to hear about the college football chaos, NFL breakdowns, and the game-winning debates. Join me, Obi Muniz, and Hector V and the crew every week as we break down the matchups, rankings, upsets, and who's getting stomped on Saturday. This ain't just football talk, it is All Four Downs. Wherever you hear it, wherever your opinion is, it's going to hit hard. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform. How'd that go? How'd that go? You like it? Was it awesome? Yeah. I know, Hector, you know you liked it. You know you liked it. You
I
know
liked
it.
it.
Yeah. Oh man, this is awesome. And now we're hitting it to the last part of our show. And yes, I love it. I love it. I love it because it's no other than them, the bloodline. You remember OTC, right? You remember
Yeah.
them. Yeah, this is how they started. Roman Reigns, the champion, the tribal chief. We the ones. It was awesome to keep it within the family. Then you add Sami Zayn. Yeah, these guys were rock solid, man. They had all the titles, they had everything. They were all undisputed champions. But then all of a sudden, things started falling apart. Cody Rhodes came in the picture and took down Roman Reigns, and everything started falling apart for OTC. Now Solo Sikoa took over. They were awesome, but then they started feeling defeat as well. until finally Roman Reigns put an end to Solo Sikoa, which Solo Sikoa did not know how to deal with the loss that allowed Jacob Fatu to move on. It's crazy how all that went. Crazy how all that stuff developed. And yet, here we are. So, my question to you, and the title of this segment is no other than why do we all have a Roman in our life? Maybe it's a boss, maybe it's a family member, maybe even a friend. Someone who demands loyalty but only plays by their own rules. Sound familiar? Let's get into it real quick. The control of Roman Reigns, as I mentioned already. I'll put him up right there. Roman Reigns. That's the key. He chose Jimmy, Jay, and Solo because they were close enough to follow, but never challenged his throne. That's real life. We all have seen that person, the supervisor, the older sibling, the patriarch, who says it for your own good, or but it's really trying to keep power. That's why Roman Reigns isn't just a tribal chief, he's a metaphor. He always says, acknowledge me. Who in your family always control or always trying to dictate your path? You got anyone, Hector?
Yeah, we could be here all night talking about that kind of stuff, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, my military career, you always have somebody that says they know it all. Hey, if you do this, you get this. And then I was like, dude, I did all that and I'm still stuck where I'm at. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
know, very rarely would you get someone that will take you under their wing, show you the ropes, and allow you to surpass them because
Right.
there's always someone jealous, someone that wants to like take control all the time and now do enough for you to succeed, but not enough to carry on, if you
Right.
know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's kind of sad, right? And again, Roman Reigns did put Jimmy and Jay and Solo on the platform. He helped elevate them, but he was always wanting to be on top, right? Until things got a little toxic. Jay Uso walked away from the toxicity. He tried to break the cycle. Jimmy, on the other hand, was caught up in the middle. One moment he's betraying Roman, the next he's super kicking Jay. You remember that part,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now Jimmy made a bold move. He aligned himself with Jacob Fatu, the very monster Solo Sikoa brought into the bloodline, right? Jimmy isn't just trying to stay relevant, he's trying to redefine his loyalty. But to whom? Who is Jimmy trying to prove? Right? I mean, look, we could look at these pictures and everything else, but at the same time, right? What is Jimmy trying to prove? Why is he with Jacob Fatu and all this?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not because he's trying to get in where he can fit in. He has to be himself. It's one thing to help someone who's in need because it's the right thing to do, but it's another to just do it just to get recognized, because you want to feel relevant about something. And I just hope that Jimmy's taking this the right way and doing it because he sees that, the werewolf needs the help. Not so much to be like, I told you so, but hey, you got to put our differences aside because we have a family member that's running amok over here out of control, you know,
Right.
with no filter. And that's Solo Sokoa, but you can't fault him for not giving up. Solo, has gone back to the drawing board and now he's created a new faction. And I think it's working out. This goes to show me as a fan that you don't need Roman Reigns to have a family feud. I think he set the platform high. He set the standard barrier here, and the family's running with it without him around. As far as
Right.
they could do, with feuding with each other. But yeah, I just hope Jimmy's doing this for the right reasons and not all the wrong reasons.
Well, we've seen how Jay and Jimmy, when they were at their differences, they found a way to come back together, right?
Hmm.
And that's a wonderful story. Maybe in the future on the other family on the house, like Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. One day they'll have a storyline where father and son are back together again.
Right.
Um, but hey, it is what it is on that side. But in this bloodline, um, we could see that no matter what happens, sooner or later down the line, they're gonna be back together, right? However, I feel like there's a big difference between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. So Solo thought he was taking over the Roman's Empire, and he brought in Jacob Fatu to strengthen the bloodline. That was a great choice, to be honest with you. However, I believe that Solo Sikoa is trying his best to be like Roman Reigns and not be himself, right? And that's the twist. With all that happened, Jacob Fatu turned on Solo on Money in the Bank. He broke away from Solo's version of the bloodline, and now he's riding with Jimmy. What does that tell us? That Solo couldn't control the beast he unleashed? That
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu doesn't follow orders? He commands respect, not just loyalty? And now Jimmy might finally be free of Roman's shadow, but walking into something even more dangerous. But is it dangerous? Is it? Because do you have any family members that your parents tell you, hey, you know what, they might be family, but stay away from them. You can't
Yes.
trust them,
Right.
right? Really? Why? Because watch this. Because maybe your cousins saw things different. Now they have kids, and you think the kids are just like them, or what? I mean, look, if you look at Jacob Fatu, yeah, he was this crazy animal. We didn't know what we're gonna get out of Jacob Fatu. But why is it that the fans love him? No, 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 know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like all that stuff, and all of a sudden now it's like, yeah, you gotta fit in. Well, what does that mean? You gotta fit in. You gotta fit in for the philosophy, for what you believe in, to go after what you need. Because Jacob Fatu went after it. He just didn't need Solo. Yeah. How many of you, myself, or all of you listeners given an opportunity? I got many opportunities. I took them, and I landed somewhere in a new platform. But I did the work by myself.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Nobody did the work for me. I had to do it myself. You got to work hard to play hard, right? And
Mm-hmm.
to keep up that momentum. Everyone has goals. You're just not going to sit down and wait for everybody else to do the work for you. You got to go after it. And that's what Jacob Fatu did. But Solo tried to slow him down, and it didn't work. Not the same way Roman Reigns did with the Usos.
I think if Solo would have taken a little bit of piece of philosophy from Roman Reigns, then he probably would have still had Jacob Fatu on his side. But Jacob saw the potential of what he was able to do on his own. He knew the kind of force that he was going to be reckoned with, and so he had to branch off of it. But Solo, instead of giving him that freedom to do what he knew was right to do for himself, he kept on intervening, and that's what I think just turned Jacob on him. For rightfully so. I mean, I wouldn't want nobody trying to hold me back. Because
Right,
is it jealousy that you don't want me to see me shine, right? I mean, Solo couldn't get it done by himself to become a champion, and so he didn't want to see Jacob be that champion.
right. He
You know,
wanted to
be-
be the king again, right? And
right?
Solo tried to be the king, but Jacob just flipped the chessboard and be like, nope, nope, I hate you, right?
Because I think we seen like something like that with the when we had the Nation of Domination. The Rock was part
Mhm.
of that group, but he was a champion. And it
Right,
doesn't mix well when your leader doesn't have a title, but one of your own guys have a title, especially a main title around their waist. It just doesn't mix well.
right.
So, but
But I don't think that any faction didn't do it as Roman Reigns,
right,
because Roman Reigns did it without cheating at first. He won the world title from the Fiend, right? He took every title and he did it himself. Now, in order to continue being champion, that's when things got a little crazy, right? And they did everything in their power to for him to maintain himself as a champion. And yet
mhm,
he cheated his way here and there. But when there was time and he said he was going to do it by himself, he came out victorious. But that's something that Solo Sikoa has not done.
Right.
No one in WWE has come close to the way Roman Reigns has done it.
No, I mean, because you look at what almost a 3 year span of just pure dominance, and Roman built the empire.
Mm-hmm.
Solo is just putting pieces together to make it look like an empire. That's not how you do it. Um, Roman did it right by starting off by himself, getting the wise man, getting the titles, and then start building around it. And I think if he would just got out of his selfish ways, he probably would have still been dominating right now. He probably would have had Solo, Jacob, and all these guys on his side, and we would have had a, a whole new, brand new level of the NWO here. We could have
Right,
possibly been seeing, but that never happened. So now we got the family tree, right? He calls it
right.
my family tree, MFT. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, but look, we could all relate to what the bloodline is doing, right? We could all relate to it and within our families, within your workplace and everything else, because the bloodline is just a storyline, but it's a mirror. It reflects our world really,
mhm.
because it's about power struggles, family expectations, and loyalty battles. That's what it boils down to, right? The power struggle, always controlling one another. Hey,
Mhm.
do this, do that. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do it my way. No, the family expects you to do this, right? And you just left like decisions like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
I want to do my own. And Jey
yeah,
Uso had to break apart everything, you
yeah,
know. But that doesn't mean that you're not loyal to the family. You just may not agree with everything. Maybe you just want to do your own identity, you know. It's just a saying of, we're all different people, and if we're all the same, then life is boring, right?
yeah.
In order to be different and everything else, you get different flavors, you get everything, you get the whole variety of things, right? And that's what makes it so special, right? It makes our world drive on, and it's more exciting. But to be always in control, to always tell somebody, do this, do that, no, don't do this yet, you can't hold people back. you know that doesn't mean that we're not being loyal. You just got to let others grow, pretty
Oh,
much.
you're absolutely right. I mean, this whole takeaway that you're talking about, it makes sense even in our personal lives. We've been, for personal growth and development, it's necessary to distance yourselves or any one of us from individuals who are hindering our progress.
Hmm.
And with Jimmy, I mean, with Jay, he had to understand that, and he had to break away from Roman because Roman was holding him back. Roman still wanted to control him because even though the Usos had the tag team titles, I almost felt like it was Roman Reigns who had the tag team titles. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
He just had the Usos hold it, so he
Hmm.
was controlling everything, so and
But
even in
I tell you what, if it wasn't for Roman Reigns push, the
yeah,
Usos wouldn't be the undisputed tag team champions.
yeah, I get that. There's pros and cons to all of this,
Right,
you know,
right.
and it's sad that it took Cody Rhodes to prophesy over this and let him know exactly what was fixing to happen. And Roman could not seem to open his eyes to it, and it happened. And even with us in our lives, breaking away, like we said, has to happen in order for you to be successful. And look what happened with Jimmy. I mean, with Jay, excuse me. He became a tag team champion with somebody else,
Hmm.
became intercontinental champion, and became world heavyweight champion, all on his own without the bloodline. And so
Exactly.
that's a major step in the right direction when you know are not impacted by a stagnant relationship. He surrounded himself with good relationship with Cody Rhodes and other people like that. So yeah, it actually helped out. And right now with Solo Sokoa, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's confusing
No,
me.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out this Bloodline 3.0 that's going on right now. Who's all blood, who's not? I mean, we're gonna have to dissect everything to see where's this family. Is it gonna grow it even more? That's something that we need to figure out. But within due time, there's still a lot of wrestling. Besides this weekend, a lot more could develop because again, after this weekend, we're getting ready for SummerSlam, which is a
Right.
2-night event.
Hmm.
So a lot more has to give, and we'll see a bigger picture once we get near. But
Right.
as for this show, I mean, that's it for today's HHW show. I'm your host, Ovi Muniz, with Hector V. And whether you're leading, breaking away, or just trying to figure out who to trust, just remember this: you don't have to be someone else's storyline. Write your own, and always acknowledge your worth. That does it. Thank you for watching the HHW Show podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or Facebook, make a like, and also you go listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. Once again, this is the Hard Hitting Wrestling Show. You
Yeah.
gotta love it, baby. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
love
mean.
it.